camp is just excitement. If I could, I honestly would have started packing like a month beforehand.
Camp brings us all together to be able to be like, oh, we're not the only ones going through this.
What's special about Camp One Step is it doesn't matter if you're on treatment or off treatment, no matter where you are accepted here.
As a father, you want your kid to never be sick. At 3.5, he stopped being active. He started getting a lot of bruises, a lot of nosebleeds, and we would go for walks and he's like, I can't walk, Dad. And I'm like, well, what's going on?
I was diagnosed with leukemia ALL at 3.5 years old.
He was a baby. So you're like, how is my son starting life and he's already inflicted with this? One of the hardest things when they say, am I gonna die?
A lot of times these kids will walk into the hospital and it can be minor symptoms like cold and flu symptoms. They are in the doctor's office 1 minute and then they find themselves in the hospital with a cancer diagnosis.
I had osteosarcoma, which is bone cancer, in my left tibia. You're just like, oh my gosh, like this is something that like kills like the people you love. So it's like mostly fear and shock about like not knowing what's gonna happen. Growing up, I did gymnastics basically all my life. Now I have a metal leg, which that like comes with a lot of physical restrictions. You're like in your own little bubble in the hospital, like you eventually kind of just lose contact because it is hard. Like their lives are going on normally and yours isn't.
I was isolated. My parents had to protect me and make sure, because you're vulnerable, you get sick a lot easier. At age 7, I started going to camp.
The hospital can seem so scary and daunting, but I think it's really important to know that this is on the other side.
I just remember that I was like, I don't ever want to go home again. Like, I'm in heaven right now.
Camp One Step changed my life by just giving me like a second home and being able to feel normal again.
At camp, the cancer diagnosis, it doesn't stop you from doing anything. We encourage them to try anything that they want. It's a place to be adventurous and try new things.
When you have cancer as a kid, there's not many other kids like you. At camp, because everybody's gone through it, we just feel so safe and no one you cannot be friends with. Everybody here is a friend.
These kids are so resilient and they've been through so much.
This boy of mine is strong, but it was still hard.
The toll of a cancer diagnosis is overwhelming.
After treatment, you feel so abnormal. I did lose some of my friends. People know that cancer makes you sick, but they just don't realize like how long-lasting the side effects are. I'm still trying to figure out like who I am like outside of cancer, and I feel like this place you can discover who your new self is without forgetting like that big part of you.
Even coming with their reports and scars and whatever, they belong here. They come as they are.
You get to be a kid. If camp didn't exist, I wouldn't have been such an open person.
I wouldn't have been able to give them this experience. Camp One Step has my heart.
It heals. It helps heal these kids in a way that no medicine can.
This is my second home. As much as I hated having cancer, I wouldn't have changed it because I came here and like got to meet all my friends.
Camp One Step has changed my life and made me the person who I am. It's the best place on earth. I'll be here forever.